Good afternoon, everybody. This is Mark, and we're back here for the daily recap. So, another tough day in this market. I got to tell you, we had a very big travel range, almost 40 handles from the early morning top to mid afternoon low, and then obviously settling out pretty much, not quite at our lows, but pretty much at the lower end of the range for sure. The market is having zero muscle memory from day to day, and I think that's really what's making it difficult, at least from what I'm seeing. Yesterday you had high beta strong. Today high beta was absolutely positively weak. Oil relatively weak yesterday. Today oil could not catch a bid. Bio strong yesterday. Bio's pretty weak today. It's just how we're trading. There's really not a method to the madness, and when that happens, there's really nothing you can do. You can fight it all you want. You can get very frustrated, which obviously it's easy to do. Or you can just take the defensive approach and just try to take a step back. Very frustrating tape the last few days with big gyrations, which means there is opportunities if you're on the right side. But if you are not, you are getting run over, and they're very unforgiving at this point in time. Let's go through the charts, and we could just see in the spiders, we didn't do that much damage, yet the travel range is pretty big. Whether it's tax loss selling, just slowly negating some of these moves, I can't quite put my finger on it, but something doesn't feel right. High beta gave in a little bit today, in pretty much droves, but yet again, you could just see we're right at the 21-day in Google, so yellow light sign for sure, and obviously it's been the yellow light sign a little bit with how this market's trading. Amazon right there, so we'll see until it hold. As long as it holds there, it's fine. When it stops, then you got to look out because it really hasn't broken that point in a while. Facebook came down, really just sluggish. Another range-bound day. One day green, one day red. You can just see it. It's amazing how this tape just doesn't really move in these stocks. It's truly almost impressive. Baba, hovering, not much to talk about over the 85 and change. I think it has some room only if the market holds up. If the market doesn't hold up, every high beta is going to get killed or get beaten up and take a 5, 10, 15% dip. We'll have to wait and see if that's the case. Right now, not so sure. Netflix, down day. And, it just needs more time, in my opinion, based on what I'm seeing. The oil stocks, USO had a had a decent move, gave a lot back into midday, and that's why we had that sell-off. KMI had a decent move, closed relatively strong. Chevron and Schlumberger, fine move. But again, I said that I've been saying this. There's really nothing compelling there in the chart. So to me, it's just not that exciting. The VIX made a move. Sorry, guys, that's my phone. I just want to shut it off. The VIX made a move above, let me see, it was quite above 20, right around 19 and change. Above 20, 22, you might get some push to the upside. We're not quite there yet. We'll have to wait and see if we just come back into hibernation after this quick move. I'm not so sure. Obviously, the tools you play is either the VXX or the UVXY. If you want some, a little bit more fun and power to that punch on the VXX, on the VIX. X, you had some dogs move today. I know they were mentioned in the chat. X, FCX, DE had a decent move today in the morning and then gave it all back. So we're just in this really, I wouldn't even call it a tight tape. I would call it a strange tape. We know next week the interest rates are most likely going to be raised by 1/4 of a point. That's probably getting affected. I understand there's a lot going on in the back end. Well, that has to happen. Bond selling, lots of things have to go on, and maybe that's what's happening behind the scenes, why this market seems so funky based on what I'm seeing. But it doesn't feel like it's trading right. But again, mid-month, normally December, mid-month, there is some selling. And Santa Claus starts, whether it's next week or the week after, that's normally when it happens. So we'll have to wait and see. I'm going to continue to be defensive. I was frustrated today in the sense of that we can't hold a bid, and then you can't even buy a pullback. that's relatively constructive. And that's where it gets frustrating, because the rules that we normally follow and live by are not really sticking to the book. Hence why the defensive mode has to continue to stay. So we're here to fight another day. That's the key to this tape. Don't get too frustrated. We will be fine, and this market will figure out what it wants to do, and it will get a lot more conducive once it does. In the meantime, enjoy your night. I will see you all back tomorrow.